The organization I'm going to be talking about is the International Order of Rainbow for Girls. It's an all girls organization. It is a daughter organization of the Freemasons. Some of the main values of the International Order of the Rainbow for Girls are leadership, confidence, citizenship, sisterhood, and responsibility. It's mainly a service and religion organization. So that was like the main focus of a lot of our events and things like that. An example of the values in action would be the different offices and leadership positions. So within the organization, there were different offices that you could move up and move into, which would give you opportunities to help younger girls and help plan things. There was also committees, which gave you a sense of responsibility. Some of the committees were responsible for planning events or picking out service opportunities and things like that. Another example of values would be uh, like when they're verbally expressed through some of our ceremonies. We would have a initiation ceremony to bring in new members, and each of the officers would give a speech about a different value. Um, so like one was like responsibility, and one was like kindness and things like that. And they were intended to instill like the beliefs of the organization in each of the members. Um, they there were two organizational heroes that I could talk about. One was they were sisters, Maddie and Marin, and they were both Grand Worthy Advisors, which means they were like the leader for the whole state, for all of the girls in the state, which is a really big leadership position. Um, One of them, Maddie, she was Grand Worthy Advisor and Worthy Advisor, which is like leader of like just these like just your assembly, just your like home group. She was both at the same time, and so that was really an impressive uh, work of leadership from her. And it's very difficult to become Grand Worthy Advisor. You have to move through a lot of stations, including like state officers. So you start as a Grand Rep, and you work your way up through many stations to being Grand Worthy Advisor, and you have to win an election for it. So it took a lot of commitment, many years. Marin was 20 when she became Grand Worthy Advisor, and Maddie was 19. Um, they also exemplified sisterhood, the value of sisterhood, by being there for the whole state. They were in charge of all of the state officers and our local assembly officers. And there's another organization associated with Rainbow called Pledges for girls who are too young to join the International Order of the Rainbow for Girls. And so they were not only leaders and sisters to Rainbow Girls, but to Pledges as well. Um, a mentee experience that I had was um, through our Big and Littles program. I had a big within my assembly who was like my like big sister who I could talk to and go to for advice and things like that. Um, and that really helped me to gain confidence and make friends within the organization. I was very shy when I started and I didn't know anybody. And they encouraged me to grow and attend more events, and they were always like asking me to go places with them and all of that. Um, One really big thing for me was when they encouraged me to apply for state representative, and so I applied and I got it, and I went to Illinois and I gave a speech at their um, Grand Assembly, which was like the whole state. It taught me leadership. They also encouraged me. My sister was in pledges, and they encouraged me to step up and take up a leadership position in pledges, even though I wasn't in it because none of the girls were old enough to. And that was a really big growth opportunity for me. Um, it taught me sisterhood. I'm still friends with a lot of them, and it taught me a lot of loyalty and things like that that I still see in my relationships today, my friendships today. I did a lot of service work, and that was something that they really encouraged me to be more comfortable with.